Welcome to Logical Near-Death Experience. I am going to be narrating a new episode of Near-Death Experience today. Please sit and relax as you listen. When you help someone, you are rewarded. But I had never known that the reward could be another life. A man named Michael wrote me in his email. He wanted to share his story with the whole world. He wanted everyone to know that often, we leave people in pain. We don't help them because we don't get any instant reward. He was offered a special reward when he helped a poor old lady. He was given a second life. Before listening to his near-death experience, please take a moment to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more near-death experience stories. The next words would be Michael's. I am Michael, and I am 30 years old. I live in a small town with my beautiful wife and 2 kids. My wife and I had studied at the same university and fell in love. After graduating, we worked at the same company. I proposed to her, and she delightfully accepted. She wished to have our home in a far town where we would live peacefully. I liked her idea, so we bought a lovely house there in a small town. We decorated it together and started to live happily. 3 years passed, and we had 2 beautiful kids, a handsome boy and a gorgeous little girl. It was the life we had dreamt about. I cannot say we had plenty of money, but we had enough. It was my habit to give some money to charity or the people on the streets. I just could not resist helping the hungry, homeless people. My wife used to say that people might use me because I was soft-hearted. I said it never gave me any loss, so why not keep doing the good work? My wife knew me and supported me in helping others. She, once in a while, used to tell me that now, I had a family and I should be worrying first about it. She was not wrong after all. One day, I got a call from my boss. He offered me a work trip to Germany. I would work in Germany for the next year and get a double salary. He also said that my wife doesn't have to work for 1 year, and she will get a salary anyway. He was nice and knew we had 2 kids to take care of. I told my wife about this offer, and she encouraged me to go to Germany. I packed things up and went there. Everything was good there except for one thing: I couldn't work because I was desperately missing my kids and wife. I earned more than needed, but my family wasn't with me. Time passed on, and the day came when I returned to my country. Finally, after 1 year, I could be again with my family. I was delighted to think about that. I landed at the airport and took a taxi on the way back home. I stopped at a store to buy something to eat when a deadly mishap happened. I went into the store and picked a few things. Suddenly, I heard 2 people fighting with the store owner. I went to the cashier's table and saw there were 2 robbers with guns in their hands. They had come to rob the store owner. Beside me was an old lady who was continuously coughing. I bent and asked how she was feeling. She said she had asthma and needed her inhaler immediately. Otherwise, she might die of suffocation. One of the robbers told me not to move. The inhaler was on the cashier's table. I wanted to ask the robber, but when I tried to speak, one of them pointed a gun at me. He hushed me. I couldn't endanger my own life, but the old lady's condition worsened. I slowly tried to pick up the inhaler, and I did. But suddenly, one of the robbers saw me. He was standing right next to me. He thought I had pepper spray in my hand. He instantly moved away, and the other robber shot the gun toward the floor to scare me. But I was out of luck. The bullet hit the floor, but it slipped and hit me instead of going into the tile. I fell to the floor. I could see blood dripping from the left side of my chest. I was shot in the heart. I understood that was the end. I had tears in my eyes. I was trying to imagine my wife and kids. I could not meet them, and I was about to die. Suddenly, everything got darker. I saw a bright light. It was so bright that I had to put a hand in front of my eyes. The light finally went away, and I found myself in a meadow. People were wearing white robes and leather shoes of Roman times. Some were cutting wood with an axe, while others were sitting beneath the tall tree. I could not understand what was happening. I felt a hand on my shoulder from behind. I instantly turned to see who it was and saw a man I could not define in words. He had an innocent but empathetic face. He was Jesus. I was delighted to see him but sad that I had died. He called a woman carrying a little girl and a boy. What? Had my kids died? I was sad that my kids had also died and were with me in heaven. I asked Jesus how they died. He said they didn't die. He said they aren't this younger in the real world. Jesus said he wanted me to see what my kids looked like when I was away from them. I held my kids in my arms and kissed them. I was never this happy. After some time, I saw my wife there. She was wearing a white dress with flowers in her hair. She looked like a fairy from heaven. She came to me and hugged me. She said I helped an old lady who was about to die. But Jesus told her that I would be sent back to earth. Then, Jesus came to me and praised me that I had always helped people in need. He said I tried to save an old lady's life but was shot. The bullet had hit me right in the heart. He told me about every good deed I had done my whole life. He showed me the time when I was a boy and used to share my pocket money with a poor boy. He showed me the time when I had gone to buy an expensive wristwatch for myself but didn't do so. I had given that money to a family in need. Jesus told me that I never ignored poor children in my town and had always bought gifts for them every Christmas. I had forgotten these small things myself, but he knew everything. He finally said that my family was waiting for me on earth. I had helped everyone, and I would be sent back as a reward. He advised me not to stop helping humans in need. I then met my parents, who had died. I could see every person I wanted to see in heaven. Then came the time when Jesus said I must go to the earth. I was grateful that I was being given a second life. Jesus embraced me. I had my eyes closed, and when I opened them, I saw my son and daughter beside me. They had grown, and now they were no longer toddlers. I was in a hospital bed and had pain in my chest. I could see bandages and feel the stitches. My wife came to me. I saw her with love. I told her how much I missed her back in Germany. She bent and hugged me from one side. She then told me that a bullet had hit my heart. I had almost died, but miraculously, the doctors saved my life. The surgery continued for over 15 hours, and my health finally stabilized. During surgery, my heart stopped working for 10 minutes. I was given shocks and CPR, and then my heart started beating. After 2 weeks, I was discharged from the hospital. On returning home, I told my wife everything about my near-death experience. She believed me immediately because I had died for over 10 minutes. Perhaps, I had gone to heaven for those 10 minutes where I saw everything. My wife thought that after this accident, would stop helping others and think about myself first. But no, now I will help people like never before without expecting anything in return. I owe this life to my God and these people. Thanks for sticking to the video till the very end. If you don't want to miss out on the near-death experiences people share, then please subscribe to our channel. You can like and share this video if you loved it. Until the next video, stay tuned.